Hi there. Today we are going to discuss about the responses in Laravel. In Laravel, we can manipulate the responses uh, by using different ways for the different request. So let's begin it with some examples. So in route file database, I have a demo controller, and in that demo controller, I have an index and show method. Okay, which I have linked in the web.php file. So let's access it first. For path, the demo index activated it returns. Okay, is the simplest form of the response. Or if we have any object or an array, then it returns the JSON. I have installed the JSON extension in my browser, so that's why it's showing in formatted way. Okay, but we are not using this simplest form. We using the response facade or response helper method. Okay, so but generally we use the response helper method, this one, and using this you can return the JSON also. Like this. It's the same. We can also return the normal string using this object. Okay, using this helper method, there are many advantages. Using this, we can send the header also. So let's suppose we have HTML. Okay, without the header, let's check it out. What it returns? It returns the HTML. Okay, and but Laravel automatically detect it. But if we set the header and content type like text, let's say plain, so we must not shift this HTML. Okay, now it's returning the plain text, and so we can send the header with the header method. If we have a multiple headers, then we can use the with headers. Okay, in this we have to pass an array like this, and key value combination. Okay, like this. We can send the cookies. We can also chain it out with the cookie method. So first one is the cookie name. Let's say age 30, and the third parameter is the time. If you want to give, let's say 5 minutes, the time will be in minutes. You can also send the other parameters like a path, domain. Okay, and it's is it a HTTP only, or yeah, or HTTPS, like this. So if we send this cookie, this can be seen in our application tab in inspector. So Laravel has two default cookies, and we are sending the third one. So let's use it. Now we are getting the age cookie, but it is in encrypted form. By default, every cookie which Laravel creates, it is that is in a encrypted form and signed with a Laravel authentication code. And Laravel validate that cookie if it is changed by the user um, by the external user, so it can validate with that signature. If you want your cookie stored in a plain format, then you can skip it out with the middleware encrypt cookies. It's exists in STP middleware and encrypt cookies file. Here you can name your cookie, so it will not be encrypted like this. Okay, so here you can see the different different attributes of this domain path express. You can also set with with this with cookie method. Okay, let's remove it out. If you want to expire the cookie early and you want to remove your cookie with your next response for some reason, then just give the negative time period and it will be removed. Okay. The response method, the response helper method is so strong. You can do the different things with it. So let's. There is a view method. With the view method, we can use any blade file or any template file. Okay. So by default, Laravel has a welcome default blade file, so you'll use it. And second parameter is the data, and the third parameter is the response status code. Sorry, and then you can also set the header. So let's set the header content type and text plain. Okay. So any template file, you can set the header, response data, anything you want. So let's check it out now. It returns the HTML of that blade file. And if we set here header the HTML, then we can see our beautiful welcome Laravel file. Okay, like this. So you can use it in several ways. So the next thing I want to discuss is the redirection. So for the redirection, we use the redirect helper method. It is some kind of response you want to use it in your different module in different scenario. Okay, to redirect the user in some other paths. So redirect, the simplest form is that, and in that you can pass the path. So let's redirect it to the base path of the Laravel. So if we access the demo index, it redirects us to the base path. Okay. With the redirection, you can also uh, um, give the message session message with the with method. Okay, so you need to give the key and the message, and whatever we are sending here, you can print it out in the blade file. So there is a welcome blade file, and using the session object session method, sorry. So here you can use retrieve it with that key, whatever you set here. So let's check it out. Demo index. Okay, it is printing here. You are here. Okay, like this. You can send the message, or you can If you don't use the path, then you can use the route name. uh, I have given the this base path name app path. You can also redirect with the route name app path. Let's try it out like this. Okay, it is redirecting. And if you want some parameter with the redirection, you can also do that like this. The second one, comma separated. Okay, so if we access demo index, it will redirect with the parameter. Okay, you can see in the address bar. Like this we can redirect, or there is a one more method, action. In the action method, the first parameter is the array, and in that array we need to pass the controller, which controllers action. And we have the second action also show, so let's use it. And let's check it out if it is connected with the router or not. Okay, it is connected, and it is parameter id, so we can also the pass the parameter, the second parameter id goes to 10, like this we can pass. And let's check it out now. So if we access the demo index, okay, it is redirecting to the our show method, just show. Okay, sometime you want to redirect the users to some external URL, so you can use the away method. Let's try it out also. HTTP google.com. And now if we access the demo index, then it will drag to the Google like this. Okay, so it is all about the redirection. I want to show you some other responses type also, like JSON P, JSON with padding. Some of you heard already about this. Then we can return the response with some callback, and with that callback we can use in our just JS file. So let's use it. Mm, Before that, I want to use I want to activate this form. I have already this form template. Just uncomment this. Okay, it is in welcome blade file, and I have use it as a uh, JS submission. With the submission, I'm using the this submit function. Okay, and this submit function uses the Axios library. Axios library is normal. I'm using. You can use the Ajax also. Okay, it's a model library, and it's very helpful sending the request, get post, any kind of thing. And it is a promise based. Okay, so I'm submitting this form using this access library, and this access library then run the response data using the eval. The eval in JS normally runs whatever the content you passed in it. Okay, and I have a welcome function which we will use as a callback in our JSON P. So we will get have been called and the data whatever we have passed. So let's pass the JSON name Ajay, and excuse me, with callback. Okay, like this. And in this call back, we simply give our callback function name. So demo controller, so the index function in demo controller, and we hit it through the JS. Okay, using the form submission. I'm rendering this blade file using the root. So let's check it out quickly. Okay, so that's on our console and just submit. Verify method not allowed. Okay, so we need to change it to any, so it can take the post method also and get with any we can use any method on this route like get, post, delete. Okay, so let's use it now. mm, 500. Okay, so there is a problem. We need to use here response object. Okay, and let's use it now. Okay, we got this response. I have been called, name Ajay. So using this with callback, you can use a JSON with padding. Sometimes we need to display the file content directly to the user, like an image or PDF something. So suppose we have a file. I have a file in my public folder called Twitter logo. So let's copy this name. Okay. We need to pass the path here only. I have directly this file in my public folder. You can have in your images subfolder. Okay. So now if we access the demo index, you can display the file. Okay. And if you want to download uh, to force the user to download that file, then you can use the download. And if you now access this path, this file has been downloaded. Okay, like this. There is a one variant also like a stream download. If you have a very heavy file, then we you can use that also. The last thing I want to share with you is the macros. The macros are very useful to provide the uh, reusability of your responses. Suppose you want to you have a common response and you want to use that several times, then you need to define that in HTTP providers and app service provider method. Here in the boot method, I have already created a one macro called hello. Okay, the is a response facade and it uses its macro method, and in this method it takes the first one is the key and second one is the closer function. Okay, so with the key we can use it several time in different places. So whatever I returns using this macro, it returns the value plus I'm appended this string. Okay. So, so let's use it. Hello. Okay, and let's pass it Ajay. So now if we access the demo index, okay, Ajay appended, it returns. So we can use the macros very wisely in our development, and it can very useful in faster development also, in very modular way you can develop. So that's all for the response object. You can explore more using the documentation, but I have covered a lot in this video. Thank you. Thank you so much.